I found the burner, camera, recorder, travel bag. Breakfast is in progress. Still gotta make a pendant. We haven't used this in so long. Good thing I saved the instructions. Just as you would use a shield to protect your body, an identity pendant protects your mind. Your thoughts, memories, everything that makes you, you. We don't wear them here in the village anymore, but if you're going into the outside world, I'll feel better when you've got a pendant shielding you. I will worry until you're gone, and then I'll have total confidence in you. In times of war, a pendant can be used to identify a body. Let's skip that part. Objects have two layers, the physical and the mental. The pendant needs to absorb both. 1. Collect a sentimental object for each sense. 2. Feel the sense and speak aloud a memory of the object. 3. Feed the object into the memory will leave the speaker as it is transferred to the pendant. That means I'll forget the memory after I say it. It's supposed to be painless, at least. Okay, so this old tape should work for our sense of sound. I remember you and I fell asleep listening to this tape. Your dad came home. We all rested together until it got dark. What an odd feeling. Like an absence. The empty space fills itself until I forget that. I'm glad I'm only losing a few memories. If I lost too many, I wouldn't even know who you are. You should pick the rest of the objects. I'll lose the memories, but you'll have them in a pendant forever. So they should be important to you. They should be parts of your identity. You want to be So think about what these items, and let's do smell next. Find an object with a strong odor and that holds a piece of you.
Glue, acid, dust, pulp. How I always wanted to meet these strangers. My bag and Dad's camera, ready for the great departure. Granite, seaside, darkness. This speaks to how my mom loves me. Sweet wax honey. How I've tried to save things.
What did you choose for smell? Let's breathe in deep. These were a present. It was such, but after a while, the candy became as hard as rock. The candy was meant to give one moment, and you realized, we talked about this, that by trying to save them, it might have been better to just enjoy them in the moment. Now touch. Pick something with a texture you like.
Brittle, soft, wilted. Nothing is ever lost.
So what did you end up choosing? Okay, feel the object. Your dad used to bring these flowers home from his climbs. They only grow high. He was a great... I hoped after he would climb less. Maybe, but he always wanted to explore. And the only direct... Maybe the elder, if someone has the energy, fell into the Fitz ravine. He never found his body. But doesn't he rest with us at night? Doesn't he appear? How can such a trace a strong... Darling, I don't want to lose this. I can't lose this one. Can we put the flowers back, please? Thank you.
Aggressive, delicate, mineral. I look closely.
So what did you end up choosing? Okay, feel the beetle shell. When you were a little kid and I'd wash your pants, I checked rocks, leaves, bits of string. It happened, I thought, and this, what is it? Why did we lose this? I don't think you ever did. I'm fine. Let's pick something that looks nice.
Dried mountain flowers. Nothing is ever lost.
So, what did you end up choosing? Your dad used to bring these flowers home from his climbs. I hoped after he would climb less. Maybe, but he always wanted to explore. And the only direction to maybe the elder is if someone fell in. He never. But doesn't he? How can such a trade? Darling, I can't lose this one. Can we put the flowers back, please? Thank you.
Gold, glint, smile, blushing face. I used to see souls everywhere.
So, what did you end up choosing? There were years when you saw faces everywhere. We had to be... I remember you were so... I see... Look, you were so... Eventually you stopped seeing faces everywhere. Does the world have fewer... Or are they still out there? For taste, we can eat breakfast and feed some to the burner. The memory I'll lose is the one we're forming right now. I want you to have it forever. Standing here, you're having a last taste of home. Now you're protected by lost memories. A gem of home. This is my only condition for letting you go. You must promise me never to take the pendant off. And never tamper with it. Okay? Then I'm okay with you leaving. I think your camera and bag are still in your room. It's time to gather them up. I've lost so much. How could the world ask me to lose you too? Look at us. There we are. There we were. We'll always be right here on this beautiful morning.
I just performed a ritual with my mom. The moment has passed, but I'll record it in these pages for you, for the future. I never knew when my mom would share a memory of Dad while cooking, on a walk, with no warning. It knocked the wind out of me. Rituals take this grief and give it a shape and a story. Filling in this journal is a ritual too, but for a loss that hasn't hit us yet. I've brought tools to record the sights and sounds of this season. I'll start by recording the only place I've ever known. Last night there was a goodbye party here in the plaza. Everyone was so afraid for me. To understand that fear, to understand where I grew up, you have to know the man standing watch over the plaza, Dr. Fumio. The statue isn't as old as it looks. The artist wore it down to give it a feeling of ancientness and the authority that comes with it. Dr. Fumio and his son founded Kero back in 776. They live on through our traditions. There are 3 murals celebrating Dr. Fumio's work. Remembering everything must be painful. Dr. Fumio brought peace to so many people here. The elder sought out Dr. Fumio to cure her mother, who was suffering from time misperception. Kero village was founded during the modernity. Much later, Dr. Fumio arrived and remade it in his image. This flower means you're in my thoughts. The morning after the search was called off for Dad, our doorstep was covered in them.
Is it recording?
Yes.
Okay. How to leave home for my daughter. Find a sacred square of earth. Lay down so you have the dirt at your back. Close your eyes. Close everything. Do you see for yourself? You see for the dead, for the unborn. Do you listen for yourself? You listen for the dead, for the unborn. Your ancestors are in that dirt. All the living and all the dead are holding you up. Now stand. They're still there, aren't they? It's time to move, to entangle yourself everywhere with everyone. So the next time you lay down in the dirt, you will have so much more to tell them.
I've always wondered what's on the other side of this gate. Today, I'll find out. That day fixed up 3 bikes instead of 1. They were right. The letter never made it. The season before this one, the war, seems so horrible. I can see in these letters that the outside world has extremes, of beauty and tragedy beyond anything I've known. From the village, these cranes look like little creatures, grazing. I had no idea how huge they are. I heard at some point the tides got less predictable. Places flooded that never had been. A crane to move materials around. The things that used to be possible. I cycled through landscapes, seeing them for the first and last time. I had no idea when I left my home how the season would end, or more importantly, how soon. On a cold, damp day, I feel true loneliness for the first time. Nobody could have described with words how big this world is, how it goes and goes. I passed through it, where others passed before me. Someone was out here alone. One melody is like me out here alone. I can't really live like this. Looks like they made it out of here. In the empty places, I found companionship in the tapes I recorded before leaving home. The elder told me the story of her life. I listened back to it, ready to note down anything that seemed important.
Let's set the scene for the listener, whoever that might be. This is the elder speaking. We're sitting in the plaza, saying goodbye to a dear soul. We're here to see if there's anything useful in my mind that could help you on your trip. A century's worth of memories, dreams, like a big, old, haunted library. When I die, this library will burn down. But which book should we check out first? I don't have all the answers, but I do feel the story of my life could help you understand what kind of world is out there. It's okay not to understand everything right away. The moment may pass before you've gotten a firm hold on it. But as long as you're there to witness it, to you and others to come will someday take the time to make sense of it all. Francis Cale, if you must know. You can call me Frank. Or Elder. Or the Elder. Or Elder Frank. You know, whatever. I don't care. I was born on the ocean. My mother and father worked on a cruise ship, short-lived but glorious, floating cities. How can I describe them? Pleasure boats with a radical political. The golden age was a time of flags, logos. My mom taught me she was a ship's philosopher. My dad was a recycling engineer. Recycling on the ship was a matter of life and death. We had to get the most out of every object and watt of energy. My grandparents played with the past. They changed it like we change our wardrobe. So it was a different answer every time. But they often said we were exiles of some kind. Exiled royalty from a secret. Or we were exiled from the mouth of some great leviathan. When they were older, they were from here. We're from right now. I loved the way the ship would tilt and roll with the waves. Especially as I fell asleep. It was so comforting. Picture me as a kid in bed, feeling the swaying of the ship. It was like being rocked to sleep as a baby. I loved exploring the ship, wandering through the suites, the swimming pool, the game room. There were 2 dance halls. a large, elegant one, and another one in the bay. A lot of my firsts were down there. My first dance, my first kiss. And so forth. Our ship was taken over in the early days of the war. That was the end of the watery republics. I heard the dance hall in the basement became a weapons cache. Took me half my life to say goodbye to the world I knew in my youth. Imagine me by a company of soldiers. And I'm thinking, I hope they don't make a mess of my room. I was embarrassed by the younger kids who were crying their eyes out. But they knew, I guess. Yes, the start of the war was a turning of season, and we had been warned the season was going to end. Oh, but we didn't understand the warning. You see, one night, along a coastline, we saw shimmering above the water. Later, we found out this was an ancient warning. It hadn't been used in so long. We didn't know what it meant. We just thought, well, ain't that pretty? We tried to stick together and camped out on the coast of the prismatic grounds. A kingdom of art and science. We got rich during the golden season. Everything that made them beloved before the wealth came. Passionate, uncompromising, self-absorbed made them unbearable once they had power. Artists make terrible kings. Are you sure you want me to keep going? The story gets darker from here on. That was plenty. I want you to have a safe and beautiful trip. Never feel alone. We'll all be here thinking of you.
I imagined coming upon a place as hidden and singular as my own village. Eventually, I found myself circling a valley, looking for a way in.
Oh. Valley. One second.
The elder said that people were exhausted by symbols after the war. But here are a few hanging.
Is that a strotopop? What are they called? What is it? I love old gear like that. It's getting more and more rare. I had a camera, but it broke. Not that interesting of a story, I guess. What are you doing here? Well, you're just in time. Here I am. What kind of stuff are you recording? Nature. The valley would be a good place to use those tools. Too bad it's closed down. Let me finish up here, huh? Hey. This was like a second home for a while. That was fun earlier when you showed up. And I was carrying the cardboard man. You were like, who are these guys? I've been pretty bored here. You know, the valley's going to be flooded soon. That's why nobody... The dam is falling apart. It's too old. There's nobody left who knows how to repair it. We're taking it down so we'll know when it'll collapse. It gives us time to evacuate everyone. Greyhounds. We're a community organization. We do all kinds of fun stuff. Health clinics, mine sweeping, daycare, evacuations, weddings. We're new. We'll do anything to make the future better than the present. No big deal. We're trying to get new things going. But it's hard. The past really has a tight grip. Doesn't feel like a fair fight. So we're trying to... well... anyway. It's funny. I stood guard here for a week, and I've only seen greyhounds like myself, and valley people on their way out. But now I see you, and you're like a... new element or something. I've never met anyone doing what you're doing. And we greyhounds gotta support new things. So... I'm not supposed to let anyone in. How can I? Gee, I think you should go down into the valley and take a look. Gotta try something here. Dang it. I was trying to wink. Well, you get the idea. Go on and put that old gear to use. You can take my map of the valley, too. I don't need it anymore. I'll be down to pick everyone up around midnight. See you then.
I met a greyhound. He let me into the valley. I think he wanted me to record what the greyhounds were up to, and he gave me a map. The assembly point seemed like a good place to start. I wonder what he expects me to discover in the valley.